Hi everybody, Reese Counts with Autovlog. Today we are here with a 2018 Nissan Rogue. The big deal with this one is it is equipped with Nissan's ProPILOT Assist, as you can see along the side. Now we have this for our annual Tech of the Year competition. Follow along on Twitter, at The Real Autoblog, hashtag Tech of the Year. We're doing a lot of our coverage, everybody's sharing and like doing the competition. Per usual, we got Michael behind the camera. If you guys have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. I don't have them all because this is a prototype, but we're going to drive it. So, ProPILOT is the sort of semi-autonomous. It's like SAE level 2. You still have to have your hands on the wheel, and you still have to like pay attention, but it will correct the steering. It does full speed, like cruise control, based on the radar. So, it's not new technology, but it's new at this price point. While we have a Rogue here, the first car that will be coming with ProPILOT is the new Nissan Leaf. So I'm actually really looking forward to driving the Leaf for a number of reasons. But let's talk about some of the sensors real quick, and then we'll go for a ride. So as you can see, like there's this big plastic kind of cover over the Nissan badge. And that's behind this is where the radar sensor for the distance and the sensors for the system lie. If you look back up by the mirror, right in here, that's a camera for the other sensors. It uses radar and cameras. You want to have redundant systems and everything, but you know, we talk about it. Let's go and drive it and see how this thing works. So this is, we're just going to talk about the car real quick. This is the Nissan Rogue. This is, I think, their best-selling model at this point, which is crazy to think about. I mean, it's just indication of where crossovers sales are really going. It was refreshed for a couple of years ago. Actually, like, I don't know, I was kind of surprised about how much I enjoy the interior. But, so, to activate all the ProPILOT systems, it's not really any more difficult than activating cruise control. There's a button here on the steering wheel. The little blue button kind of activates the system, and then you set, and the plus minus is control your speed, and that is the distance follow. So let's go for a ride. So I've driven it a little bit earlier. We're doing this right after I figured the system out. I wanted to have it like fresh and my first experience kind of to be on video. So I like drove up Woodward just to like figure out, so I'm not fiddling with it on the video. But really, this is, I don't know, I've been behind the wheel of this thing for 10 minutes. So the Rogue itself is fine to drive. And it's just like any other Nissan right now. Like it's, they make decent products, but I don't think there's anything really spectacular, which is why I'm so interested in ProPILOT, because I think it's at the price point it's going to be at, like it really makes Nissan's product line a lot more appealing, because it is a feature that you really can't get on like anything else at a decent price point. So ProPILOT works a distant follow. We're at over, it's what, 12:40 right now. So lunchtime is a good time because there's a lot of traffic out, and that's kind of what we want, because I want to show you the distance follow. There goes that Michael's phone into my LaCroix.
Shout out to LaCroix.
Shout out to LaCroix. God, the CVT makes this engine sound terrible. Alright, let's get up to some traffic and see. So I will hit the blue button to activate the system, and then I will set the cruise at, let's do 55 speed limit. I still have to steer, so the steering assist is on, but it's not active. It will turn green when it tells me I can. Alright, so there. You guys can see the display. I'm going to take my hands off the wheel just for the moment. My feet are off the pedals. Like, the car is slowing itself down right now. Now it gave me the warning. Steering. Alright, so if you don't have your hands on the wheel, it will give you a warning and say, hey, you gotta like still control the car a little bit. So it shut itself off and was like, hey, you gotta take back control. So once it lights up again, tells me it's okay, I'll try to take my hands back off the wheel and show you guys. Alright, so hands off the wheel, the car is driving itself. Slowing down, keeping up with traffic. I'm gonna close the distance a little bit. So it gave me the warning. I'm just gonna give it a little nudge just to keep it going. I really want to show you guys how the system works for itself. Come on. There it goes. So it's drifting. It's not ping-ponging too bad. A lot of early lane keep assist systems would kind of watch back and forth between the two lane markers. Now, Woodward is a really flat, really like kind of clean road. Let's get around. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but I have driven several similar systems, so I can kind of talk about that. So, like I said, this is for our Tech of the Year competition. Follow along with some of the action on Twitter at the Real Auto Blog. Hashtag Tech of the Year, hashtag LaCroix, and all that jazz.
Hashtag autonomous.
Yeah, hashtag autonomous. Like I said, like this is not really new technology, but the fact that it's coming at a decent price point is the real big deal here. Alright, warning, give it input. Yeah, I mean, I'm hands off right now. So, I'm hoping we'll come up to a stop, because then I can show you the full speed, cruise control. Sorry, guys. Trying to watch and make sure the car doesn't crash itself and talk to you guys at the same time. I'm better driving when I can talk, but when I'm letting the car drive, I'm much more nervous. Oh, see? I wasn't putting enough input in the steering, so it canceled itself. This is actually kind of a sensitive system. A lot of them, Tesla, for example, it'll tell you to take it off, but you can pretty much drive without it, and it will just beep at you, but it won't do anything special. Let's turn around and see if we can go the other way. I want to see if we can get on a road with like lane markers that aren't quite as clear and crisp. We were testing the braking system earlier, and we were coming up with a stop car, and the system was not braking for itself. I had to lay on the brakes pretty hard to stop the car. I was getting a little worried. Don't want to have to explain to Michael's parents why. And Nissan for this. And I'm like, sorry, like the car was supposed to stop itself.
So, if you are getting a new Leaf or eventually a Rogue,
or any Nissan for that matter,
and you're going to use this technology, it's not to replace.
No. So the best place, all of these features, lane keep assist, automatic cruise, radar assisted cruise control with full speed control, they're really best used either on the highway or in like heavy traffic, where like they help like manage fatigue, because like anybody that's had a real slog of a commute like in Los Angeles or any major metro knows like it just gets tiring to like sit there 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. But if the system will like kind of manage that low speed stuff for you, it really kind of takes a lot of the burden off. Now, I don't like the idea of giving up my keys, but God, nobody likes driving in traffic. Nobody likes driving in traffic. I don't care what anybody says. Traffic sucks.
Worst thing ever.
I used to live in Los Angeles, and I had a commute that was like, it was 19 miles, and it took me an hour and 15 minutes, which is pretty good. So 2.5 hours in traffic each day. So steering assist is on. It's kind of ping-ponging a little, but it's not the worst I've ever experienced. A lot of systems will just bounce back and forth between the lane markers. I should have left it on. See, my natural inclination is to hit the brakes. Let's see if we can hit resume. All right. It will. We're down to 10 miles an hour. Accelerating it for itself. All right, this Porsche I bet is going to gun it, so I bet we won't be able to keep up with this Cayenne, but you don't know. Steering assist. Here's that stupid construction zone that I always get caught out on. Give it a little input. What I like about Nissan's system is it sees cones and will avoid it, unlike some other vehicles we might or might not be testing today. Hashtag Volvo XC60. Yeah, Tech of the Year is fun. I like it because it's not just like the best truck or the best car or like best SUV or whatever. We're testing like technology. So like if Nissan ProPILOT were to win, we'd be giving the award to ProPILOT and not the Rogue itself or the Leaf or whatever vehicle. Like we're testing the system. And you know, as much as like technology in cars is advancing, it's what I like. We always try to stay on the cutting edge of stuff. There were some vehicles we wanted to get, like I really wanted to get Cadillac with Super Cruise in, but the timing for the testing just didn't work, so hopefully next year. There were some others like the BMW electric cars like the 530e and the BMW 740e will have inductive charging, but unfortunately it's not going to be available until next year. So like stuff like that, we're talking about the technology, and not so much the cars itself, because we do reviews on all the cars all the time. Like it's what makes this fun. It's a little different than the usual like day-to-day stuff. We still got a little bit of time, so let's see if I can go find a road that's not quite as clear and cut as Woodward. Maple should do. If you guys have any questions, maybe I can try to answer for you.
No questions as of yet.
Lots of sprinklers going on today. I don't know why they're watering the grass at noon, but...
So in terms of the engine of the Rogue and Nissan's engines in general, do they help in the correlation or the execution of this ProPILOT, or how does that...
I mean, maybe. Like, so pretty much every Nissan uses a CVT. So there's probably a little bit smoother handoff between like the radar and like the acceleration and braking, because that's the thing with CVTs is they may make engines sound terrible because they like find the optimal RPM and just hold it there, but they are smooth. CVTs are fine, they're fuel efficient, and they got a real awkward feel. They don't drive like you would expect a traditional, like even a manual or like a traditional automatic, because a continuously variable transmission is dude, automatic transmissions, I'll be honest, are like black magic to me. It's like I know how they work in principle, but like you need automatic transmissions are kind of like a dark art, and are honestly, guys, one of the skills I least or lack the most is like how to work on an automatic transmission car. CVTs are like worse for that, but they're cool in theory because they work, and the transmission's always, there's not one gear, it's unlimited gear, it's continuously variable, trying to find the optimal power and for whatever acceleration you're using. I'm just saying nonsense right now. I'm going to stop talking about this.
But back to the ProPILOT.
Yeah, back to ProPILOT, because that's what we're here to test. So the system seems to be working fine. It's not the best system I've ever used. The steering, like, it's taken a little bit for the steering. Let's see if I can get it set it. Alright. Oh, is it going to stop before I hit this sunfire? Yes. Okay. See, it caught it that time. You guys probably saw the flashing, but that was this Pontiac Sunfire stopped, and the system like sensed it and brought the car to a complete stop. Now, I want to see if the car will start moving again on its own when the light turns green, or if sometimes you have to tap the accelerator to get it to trigger. I bet it's going to be the latter. Yep. Oh, come on. This is really slow to get off the line. Here, let's pick the speed up a little. Really, really slow to get off the line. But I suppose if you want to do it, you can. We'll loop back down. Let's see, Coolidge. Let's get up here. I'm just trying to think of some roads, guys. Like our office is in a really nice like suburb of Detroit. So while on average Detroit has probably the worst roads I've ever driven on, the area where our office is at is actually really nice. So we don't get the. If we were down by my house, some of the roads down there are pretty broken, or maybe downtown where Michael lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Even the highways here could use a refresh.
Dude, it's undulations and like it's broken pavement. It's this and this and this and this. One day we'll do something different for a live drive. We'll go out on 75 with something like, I don't know, fast or fun or something. But the problem with the highway is the wind picks up and you can't hear me talk. And I know how much you guys love to listen to my voice.
Is this only available in the U.S.?
So this should be coming out like worldwide. I mean, it's debuting like with the Leaf, which is like a big global car. So we're testing it on the Rogue. The Rogue was like the prototype vehicle, hence the big decals on the side of the car. But yeah, it's debuting with the Leaf, but we'll kind of proliferate to all their lineup. And yeah, I can't imagine this won't be a worldwide system.
Because in Canada they don't have this tech yet, but they don't have this tech in the States either yet.
They don't have ProPILOT?
Yeah.
Nobody's got ProPILOT yet. I don't think the Leaf's on sale.
Not yet.
Do we have a commenter?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys in Canada not have any like of the radar cruise control or anything like that, or is it just the ProPILOT? Because ProPILOT I don't think is actually on sale yet. It should be coming out. Ooh, that bump killed the steering. It says currently unavailable. This is going to be a slog.
Ooh.
Alright guys, let's see if this will work. I'm going to hit resume. So we're stopped. I'm steering because this thing won't like take us around a full like 90-degree turn. This is construction, so this will be interesting. I'm not going to drive through this because otherwise it's going to be 10 minutes to go like a mile. We'll go through the shopping center. But yeah, it's so you guys here. Let's see if I can hold it real quick. So this is the system. It's got the cruise control, the speed up top. The steering wheel and the lines are gray, which means the steering assist is not active right now. I don't know when it's going to pick up, and I don't actually know what like triggers it. But I hold it back out here. So this is the system to make it work. There's the like on-off button. This is the button to do the distance control. So if I press that, see how there's 3 bars, 2 bars, 1 bars. So yeah, it functions, and it's not any like more difficult to use than like just standard cruise control. But I think I saw a commenter talking about the SL having emergency braking and park assist blind spot. So I guess like the radar cruise control, the full speed, like there's a lot of radar cruise controls that don't function below like 20 miles an hour, which I think is ridiculous. Like low speeds are where radar cruise is super helpful. God, it's gonna take us forever to get through here. So tap the accelerator to get it moving again. Get to follow. It's slowing down. I mean, the steering's not working, but it's going pretty straight. I'm gonna cut through this shopping center just to get back to the office really quick. I canceled the system by turning the brakes because I want to take over for itself. But I don't know, guys. Like, it's fine. I'm not blown away by it, but like I think the big thing is all of this technology at like a reasonable price point. I think the price point is the real like selling point here, because honestly, like for me, Nissan's lineup is full of like fine but like really unremarkable cars. But if they can like have a big feature like this level 2 semi-autonomous stuff like at a good price point, I mean that really goes a long way towards like helping improve the case for these cars. So because we're really only testing the system, I'm not going to do another stop and walk around, but if you guys have any more questions, I'll try and answer them. If not, maybe we can call it. Stay tuned later this week. We got a few more, far more exciting cars. Another one from Tech of the Year, and just another car I've been looking forward to get into for a while. So lots of exciting stuff to come. But any more questions I can answer for you guys? Comments?
Nope.
Concerns? All right. Well, thank you guys again for watching. Follow along on Twitter at @TheRealAutoblog, #Tech of the Year, for all of our Tech of the Year coverage. More of that rolling out over the next few months. So, yeah, stay tuned. Discount for the Autoblog. Thanks for watching.